Remember that time we tried absinthe?
Dude, I was seeing.
I didn't want to say anything, but over.
Wait, what?
Remember that last time I pointed in an episode and you guys belittled the fuck out of me?
No.
Because I watched when I was editing. I got fucking beaten down because I went to go point at like Kevin and Nick, and I went like this.
Oh, yeah.
And
Yeah,
you and Kevin,
doing this, you're like,
you and Kevin were like, "The fuck are you doing, asshole?" I was like,
I do that
Jesus.
too. If I do like a spread one, I'll do
Yeah,
that. I'll be
it's
like,
efficient
like
because
like
I
you
can't
two.
fucking bend my fingers more
Like,
than this.
Nick and Mike.
what about?
I'll do that if I'm like pointing at like at a paper or a screen or
Fuck
something.
goes
I'll
like
like
this though.
go middle finger.
Because listen,
Who the fuck does that?
I've never done
Yo,
that.
yo, Nick, Brandon.
I was going to point at Kevin and Nick, and if I would have went like this, it would look like I was giving you the finger. I was being generous.
They could have done the Christian.
Wait,
Yeah.
Kevin and Nick always sit next to each other. You literally could have just went like,
No,
Kevin
no,
and I don't sit next to each
no,
other.
no.
what do you mean?
See, this is the same
Kevin
thing I
sits
said.
over here. And I'm not making
No,
a Jasmine
alright,
being
well,
Kevin joke.
Back in the day.
See, now we
Kevin
both
used to
fucked up.
sit there.
I don't even remember that at this point.
Yeah, you used to sit here.
Yeah,
I
Mike
sat
was across
there,
from me,
Nick
Mike was
there,
here,
Kevin
yeah,
was
yeah.
there.
We were so young.
Yeah.
We had our lives ahead of us. I'm just gonna leave this all in as the intro to the episode.
That's
Great.
horrible. It's a horrible intro.
Let's start with a fucking
Welcome.
tequila shot and make it even better.
I'm not gonna finish. This is like a shot.
That's
and a
all.
half.
Christian, you're a big boy now.
It's gonna take a couple.
Cheers,
He's a
Cheers,
Cardinals
gentlemen.
fan.
Ear.
Let's get this money.
It's not
Jose
good.
is the worst.
We just need to get rid of the handle. All right.
It's so close.
I won't buy it again.
I hate tequila so much.
Fun fact: I bought that last Christmas,
It's probably old.
so it's a little skunkerton.
It's been fermenting.
Go bad.
It's been fermenting in the man cave. I'm still not finished.
Jose is just the worst tequila
Yeah, it
you
is.
could possibly get.
Yes.
I like silver tequila a lot more
Oh,
now.
the smell of it's making me.
I know, the
Ugh.
smell is rough.
Does anyone here like tequila by
No.
choice?
No.
It depends.
I'll take a shot of it as long as it's not Jose.
I'll take it if like I have a giant lime wedge and a bunch of salt
Tequila or
and
vodka?
a chaser.
Vodka.
Vodka,
Vodka.
easy.
Vodka.
Easy.
No, straight
Oh.
vodka.
Oh,
Yeah,
a
easy.
shot.
Tequila.
Yeah, tequila.
Thank you.
Vodka.
See, that's the thing.
Vodka.
Like,
is
easy.
disgusting.
Vodka.
vodka's real.
Shot of vodka is rough.
Straight vodka is rubbing alcohol.
Yeah.
Like that's why I'm saying like tequila. You got at least there's. I'm not saying it's good, but there's something there. Vodka literally is just like
Yummy.
it tastes like I'm not supposed to be
I
drinking.
think it's
it.
just something that like gets me. I don't know that aftertaste.
the
I
tequila.
don't like it. Yeah.
Quick Sfed shot.
What's a potato shot?
Easy. Clean. It's a
Vodka
potato.
is
Travelers
the best
Club.
potatoes.
Zelko.
But I was just referring to like the gaming.
Burnett's.
term, like potato.
Vodka is not fermented potatoes.
Yes, it is.
It is.
There are
Something like
different
that.
types of alcohols.
Yeah, there are a bunch
distilled
of-
from different things like potatoes. Yeah.
Uvas.
And like what? Isn't Everclear corn?
I think it
Yeah,
might
grain.
be.
It's
or
grain.
rice.
Grain alcohol.
Yeah.
Yeah, with our different.
What
bunch
is
of
rice
stuff.
is,
moonshine made of?
Rice
What?
is sake.
What is moonshine
Yeah,
made
rice
of? That's corn too, isn't it?
What?
Isn't moonshine corn too?
Maybe.
Probably.
I don't know.
Well, moonshine.
There's a lot of
isn't
corn out
isn't
there,
it
it
also
makes sense.
grain moonshine?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, true.
But it's not. What's the word? It's not filtered. It's fucking.
It's not
I'm not an expert.
filtered.
I'm not a moonshine expert. So I'm
Me
not
either.
sure.
The last time I drank
Our
moonshine,
neighbors-
Moonshine is gasoline.
Our neighbors make homemade moonshine.
really?
Yeah.
Fuck. The last time I drank moonshine, our friend Brant, who snuck in on a Let's Play, had to pull over on the side of the road 3 times because I had to puke on the ride. Went to a grad party, and the girls who I never met before, her father was just like chilling in the basement.
Here's some.
It was Brant's
moonshine.
girlfriend's girlfriend, and I was hanging out with the father, and he made his own moonshine, and we just started drinking it in the basement. And
You and Sticky Steve.
no,
I've
60
made,
was it. It
sugar
escalated
shine
quickly.
Before.
Oh, that
Did
was
you guys
good.
ever taste that?
I don't
Your
know.
beer was good. We had that on the show. It
Your beer
very
was good. I did.
If
enjoy
Nick
it.
likes it, then it's good. Because
Yeah, I don't like beer.
Well, it did have like fruity notes. No,
I don't know how to. I don't know how to. Like that was the best and worst thing you've ever said to me right there. That was good.
I want to do the sugar shine again, but
Will you do the milk challenge with me on the show?
I will probably break out in hives and fucking itch myself
That's
to death.
more the reason why I asked, but
Well, no, because I'll probably puke it all up, so it wouldn't even matter in the end. But yes, I'll do it
Okay.
as long as we pour some strawberry syrup in it.
strawberry milk. I want to do one day where we just do all the stupid challenges.
I can do
I don't wanna do
the
them all
cinnamon
in one
challenge.
day.
I've done the cinnamon challenge like 5 times.
Of course, Christian can.
Instagram.com/brosa93, and there's a video from like the first time I visited Christian at his college house, and like
Oh,
you doing
yeah.
the cinnamon challenge, and,
Okay,
and he like fucking did it, and it's like
most, like,
fucked up.
most harmless one, but probably the hardest is the fucking 10 saltine crackers with
Yes.
nothing
Brutal.
to drink in
Brutal.
a minute.
Yeah.
Mike,
It sounds so fucking easy.
That's
That sound
brutal.
very
You're dried
easy.
up
If-
real quick.
if I remember, I'm gonna find the videos on a backup
we
hard
did
drive
it,
I have
yeah.
of me and Mike doing it like freshman year of high school.
We-
It was like
because
one of
we
the very
thought we
first
just, like,
Xbox parties. You were probably there.
I may have been there.
We went into the alley across the road and we did the cinnamon
cinnamon
challenge, and then we came back to the house and did the saltine challenge.
I remember
So you
doing
guys
the
are, like, in an
saltine. I
alley
don't
by
remember.
yourselves
Yeah,
doing
it was like me and Mike, and we were the only
Well,
ones
no,
doing
'cause
the.
we watched the videos before. We knew that like a lot of people end up spitting it up and like
Yeah,
coughing
yeah.
cinnamon everywhere. So like we didn't want to do it in the house.
The best thing though, like I gotta show you more importantly than anyone else, is like Mike doing it. He fucking does it. He coughs up the fucking powder.
You know
And he's
where
like-
that video
he's like-
is, right? I have that video.
I have it too.
Remember, I had it on that like little thing that I got.
You
from
sent
my
it to me and I
Christmas
saved
one
it to me,
time.
yeah.
Yeah.
And he just like Capri Sun, Capri Sun, because like we brought like Capri Suns for backup, and he's like
Worst
trying to
mix
like
possible.
put this out there to like drink something. It was fucking hysterical.
Oh.
Any users?
That's
Zach.
great.
Zach was there. I think he's actually the only one that actually did it.
Did what? I did the cinnamon
no,
with you.
we didn't do those in the same night. Zach, we had a bunch. There was a bunch of people here when we tried to do
Yeah.
the cinnamon challenge. Zach Suter, I think, is the only one that did the cinnamon.
I don't recall him doing that.
I think he did.
I might have been drunk
I
that
think
night.
he's the
And by
only
drunk,
one
I mean
pulled
I
it off that actually was able to like swallow it and.
I might have drank like 3 Coca-Colas. We might have had like some White Castle. Wasted.
Chocolate wasted.
Anyway, I'm Brandon. That's Christian.
Hello.
Nick.
Great to be here.
Jasmine's back.
Hello.
And Mike Pop Constantino.
You know,
Jasmine, how do you spell his last name as his girlfriend?
Oh, jeez.
boy.
Kevin. Kevin.
Yeah.
Put me on the spot.
Brandon knows how to spell it.
Well,
Yeah, I
he's
can
known
spell it.
you longer
I
than
can
he's
spell it in
known-
half a second.
He's never seen my penis.
Mike, that's your fault.
P-A-P-A-K-O-N.
Yeah.
S-T-A-N-T-I-N-O-U.
Oh my God!
wow.
Yes. Now, can you
Look
spell
at
it
that.
P-A-P-A-K-N-O-S-T-A-T-I-N-O-U? No.
No, I cannot. Not
Let's see your
yet.
penis. This is the Foreplay Podcast. Every day of the week, a new episode goes live at youtube.com/foreplay video. Monday, I will tease out this week's topics. Tuesday, we talk about whatever I want to talk about this week. Wednesday's for Would You Rather. Thursday is for Do You Know? Sometimes Should You Know? Neck winks at me occasionally on the episodes. Friday, the full episode goes live in video form at youtube.com/foreplay video and audio form on iTunes and Google Play Music.
Music.
I combined a lot of words there at the end.
Music.
Saturday, we play video games. Talk time. I want to talk about a form of prostitution.
Awesome.
It's not as a joke. I just
I
listened
know,
to a
I know.
podcast and that inspired this topic, and it's going to be more of a serious topic.
Okay.
Would you rather? I'm very excited. It's a psych topic. Got that psychology background. Got to use it for something. Do you know? Complete joke. I'll tell you right now. The only hint I'm gonna give at Do you know is I'll never be able to accomplish it.
Okay.
All right.
Let's
All right,
do
so-
it. Let's jump right in.
Talk time. So I was listening to a podcast today. I finished it, right? I started listening to it last night. Now, one of the guys that I've listened to for like 10 years, he's been podcasting mainly about video games. He tweeted out something. He tweeted out, just to give some background.
Con Moriarty.
Yeah. Yeah. You're being a cuck saying that, but it actually is him. That's the only name you know that I listen to, right? This guy, he's
You
very
worship him.
opinionated, right? He tweeted out once. It was one of the hashtags on Twitter that day was like a day without women. Do you remember that protest? And everyone was tweeting out like what would happen if we had a day without women. He tweeted out, peace and quiet, a day without a woman. Talking about his girlfriend. Right? A fucking joke. Right? Like a mild fucking joke. And he was a part of like games media, they call it. And everyone else fucking threw him down, started calling him a sexist. Like websites like Business Insider, if you ever read them, a famous website, like called him a sexist. Like it, fucking nonsense, right? They started to just destroy this guy for no reason. It was a fucking joke. We say much worse things than what that man said.
We definitely say some off-color things, but it's like, imagine Black History Month, someone saying something about black people.
Yeah, but
Hashtag Black History Month. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but where's the line drawn? Like, no one can make a joke nowadays. Like,
I feel like as
think-
a public figure, especially someone from the gaming industry, which is kind of in the past been notoriously sexist.
Yeah.
Like that's kind of it has I don't know worse implications than if
and
it came from
that's
somewhere else.
why it happened. It's like to me, it's like a fucking joke. Like whatever. Anyway,
Glad equal rights are.
so fuck you.
Pardon my French.
But so he left and he started his own podcast where he talks about anyone, right? So this week he had on a girl who he called Jane Doe because they didn't want to reveal her information. She is an LA sugar baby. That's what they call it. And Jasmine, I'm glad you're on for a female perspective on the show, something which is we don't normally have. And she is dating a man. They kept everything completely anonymous. She's dating a man, or I don't know if you want to say dating, but seeing a man, and she is paid $7,000 a month. They go on like 2 to 3 dates. She needs to be on call whenever he wants, but apparently he's very generous. He'll let her know when they're gonna hang out, and she is paid that every month.
So he's like a sugar
Till the
daddy.
day. Yes.
Yeah.
She's paid to go on dates. She has sex with him. She says she really likes him. That he's very generous. He's a venture capitalist. He has, they wouldn't say how much, but millions upon like millions of dollars, right? And they met on this website. I can't remember the exact name of the website.
SugarDaddyMatch.com.
It's
that,
basically
yeah.
like that website. She is 27 years old. He's 57. So he's 30 years older. And that's the facts. And it got me thinking about, and maybe I'm a little bit biased because this guy Colin, who Nick brought up, I feel as though I'm aligned with a lot of his feelings.
Love him.
I don't love him, no. I don't agree with everything he says, but he's the reason why I got into politics. He's the reason why I started paying attention to the election because he's very much involved with that, and that's his passion. And if it wasn't for him, I probably wouldn't have paid attention to this election as much as I did. And he is fully in favor of like prostitution being legal, right? And to me, even I think without him, I would have said the same thing. And their whole conversation was, it's not prostitution, right? Like if you want to look for it, technically, if you try to go by like definition, she's getting paid, they're having sex, but they're not in a relationship. Maybe it's prostitution. But if someone wants to prostitute themselves, why is anyone to say anything about what they can or cannot do with their body if they're
Yeah.
gonna make money,
Or
right?
what they can and cannot do with their money.
Not
Exactly.
only that.
Like if someone's born smart, are we supposed to stop them from pursuing science if they want to pursue science, or we're supposed to just stop them for pursuing like liberal arts if that's what they want to do? I don't believe in that. It's your body. If you're not hurting anybody else, the fuck does anybody care?
And as long as it really is your choice, you're not being
That's what I'm
pressured
saying.
into it.
And,
Yeah.
and that's what they started with, where it's like he used to preface like, I understand like young girls, right? That's why they say it's a bad look.
Yeah, you can't.
If young girls are prostituting themselves, obviously it's not a great thing. Or if someone's growing up and I want to be a fireman, right? That's a thing for boys growing up. A girl says I want to be a prostitute. People are going to look at that in a different way. But if it comes to a point where you can't provide for your family without having to do something, who am I to say anything about what you're choosing to do? So that's like the gist of the topic is our thoughts on like, I guess, prostitution. But I thought this was like a really interesting story to listen to from a girl who's doing it herself. And to me, I mean,
If I was her, I'd ask for more. If he's that rich.
Yeah.
so I'll enlighten some more stories. So she was getting paid. She asked for a raise. She was getting paid $4,000 a month originally. They started going on dates, and she did say like nothing was off the table with her in this interview. Like he was able to ask her anything and she would answer. She's like, I don't care. I'm an open book. She says a lot of people won't talk about this thing, and she doesn't like that, right? And that's because everyone views it in such a stigmatized way, which is bad. She was really getting paid like $4,000 a month. She asked for a raise. She asked for $10,000, and he was like, "Oh, good for you! Like you went like above and beyond." And he said no, $7,000, and they eventually cut a deal.
Negotiations.
Yeah. But she says like he really is like a really generous man. She wouldn't admit that she's like that she loved him or something like that, which I was kind of waiting for to see if she would say that. She didn't say that. But she said she like really cares about him. Like he goes above and beyond. He'll like offer some of his houses to some of his friends. Like he's so rich that he doesn't really have a car. He flies his jet to places. So he's obviously like multi-millionaire. But like, what are your guys' thoughts on like the whole spiel there?
I think, any of those like black market underground type stuff like prostitution and drugs, I think would be safer because if people want to do it, they're going to do it, right? At the end of the day, no matter what
it
in
is,
place,
yeah.
no matter what the morality.
You want to make guns
is,
illegal, someone's going to find a gun.
Everyone's going to get everything if they have the money for it, right? So you create a safer environment by allowing regulation, by allowing things to be safe.
I agree
So
completely.
while there's such a moral stigmatism against prostitution, drugs, etc., it'd probably be safer in the long run for the people that are going to do it anyway, right? So
Then how would people in government be so rich?
what do you mean?
Ooh.
Without
he's
all
saying-
the drug money.
Yeah. All the.
He's saying like people
yeah,
protesting
yeah,
why it should be
yeah.
illegal.
Yeah. But no,
It's the truth.
I agree. But in actual like realistic safety, from a safety perspective, everything would be a little bit better. Like, at least you're going to the drugstore, you're getting weed that's not laced with stuff. In theory, you're hoping that the same regulations exist. You're having prostitution, you don't have to worry about someone attacking you because the room is whatever.
And it was interesting to get to because immediately when I saw the topic for the show, I was like, all right, so what's the deal with them having sex? Like, it sounds stupid, but I was like, it's so out of my realm of like what I encounter every day that I wanted to know the like details of it. And it sounds kind of dirty, but it was like, I can't imagine myself having this type of money to be put in this situation to be even pursuing anything like this, right? So I was like, how does someone get to that point? And it was just like the first time they met, she didn't get paid. They went out and basically had a date and they evaluated each other and then they felt comfortable. And then the next time they met, she was paid. Sex things happened.
Like a job interview.
Basically. And then they did that. But like and I believed it in her interview where she cares about him. So to me, it's like, what the fuck's wrong with that? Like, I don't like. Why is anyone else able to have an opinion or judge somebody else for doing that when it doesn't affect you? It doesn't affect anyone in this room. What the fuck these
can be
two
used
people
for
do?
anything. Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. It's your body. What the one guy was saying, and the guy Colin was like, it's not coming off immediately, but he was like, you're an attractive woman, right? Like you have these skills. Some people don't have those skills. If you want to put it as like the word of a skill, he didn't say that exactly. I'm paraphrasing, but he's like Nick, you're a smart kid, right? You would be smart to use your smarts for your personal benefit. You'd be stupid to not use your skills as a human, whatever you were gifted to do that.
Okay.
If this woman was gifted with good looks, she was also gifted with a personality because obviously this guy wants to spend time around her. Like, if she was just for looks, it wouldn't be what the obligations that they have. So if she has a personality. Why wouldn't she use that? That's my argument too. It's like, why is prostitution illegal? Why are we grown up viewing prostitution as like this nasty, dirty thing? And that's what I had more of a problem with when I started to think about it, is like, I was grown up and I was taught prostitution's like a dirty word, right? Why?
Because usually
I
it's
feel-
surrounded with like drugs and pimps and
That's
Disease.
not
That's also the
regulation.
lack of like regulation involved with it.
Yeah.
So like it's gonna be mixed in with anything else that's not.
Yeah, but why is that because of like media and like shows and movies? Like, why the fuck is that even a thing? Because do you see on the news like prostitute
Well, I think
was in trouble for trying to have sex with
Well, I think it's also
prostitution rings like underage kids and fucking shit like that. But
I think it's also because sex in itself is just like a taboo thing
Yeah.
in culture. So
But that's what I hate about That's it's
Well,
so.
mostly America.
That's what I'm saying.
Not just America, but Europe is more freeform about it.
Yeah.
That's what I was gonna say. It's so
Like
stupid
in-
to say, but like the number one thing I hate about America is like our taboo thing with sex. And
Like,
like I've
I
always
also
been.
hate racial inequality, but that's
No, I know. No, but I know. Like, but listen, personal conversation like sex comes up more to me than like racial problems, right? Like people talking about sex. Like to me, I've always been the point. I'm a big fat ugly dumb troll. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck talking about sex. Like I don't get why it's such a taboo thing. I respect you if you want to be private about it. That's fine. But I don't. I hate that it's always been viewed as like, oh my god, like we're talking about that. Isn't that like a weird thing we're doing? Like what the like everyone does it. Fun fact, like everyone engages in some facet of it. So why are we
beat
gonna
the shit out of your dick.
exactly? That's the only reason you're here, Nick. Your parents had sex. I don't
I
know
know.
if you ever knew that,
Yeah.
but they did.
They did.
They did.
Banging the headboard against the wall.
We don't need
I don't know the
details.
details.
23 years ago.
4.
24, Nick.
24. Oh, right.
Old.
You're 24
I'm
now.
old,
right.
man.
Fuck, your birthday's coming up. You're about to be
Yeah,
24
yeah.
too,
24,
motherfucker.
man. Yo,
Next
we're
week.
old.
Shit.
Next
I'm
a
gonna be
week
20.
exactly.
I already
from
bought
now.
my plot.
Christian, what?
29, older than all of you.
You're a little fucking baby. I will put you up.
He looks the oldest out of all of us.
I'm
That's the
younger
funny
than
part.
him.
Okay.
I'm 23, but
Okay.
like a month younger.
Okay.
He looks the oldest
June.
out of all of us.
Mike, yeah.
Yeah.
With the facial hair, absolutely. I don't know.
27.
Christian looks pretty old.
I look
Christian's
pretty
got some
old,
good
yeah.
hair.
He looks a little old.
I like some face wrinkles going on.
You want a fun fact? That wasn't high five. It was actually, if I was allowed to say it. I went to the liquor store with my mother like 2 weeks ago to get some wine. She was already engaging in some
got carded.
extracurricular activities. No, but she bought the wine. I picked it up to hold it for her, as a nice young man would do. And the woman behind the counter said, "Are you allowed to hold that?" I had just shaved the night before. Are you fucking kidding me? You don't think my big ass is over the age of 21?
I got carded yesterday.
Did you really?
No way.
The first
I
time
actually don't believe
I
it.
ever went to buy liquor in a college
I
town
didn't
where they
get carded
card all the
first day
time,
either.
didn't get carded. I'm like, I could have been fucking doing this
Yeah.
the whole time.
Yeah, I didn't get carded on my birthday.
No, that happened to me for a while, but it was like I was with my fucking mother and I wasn't even buying the alcohol. I was just holding it for
Yeah.
her, and they're gonna say something to me.
Yeah.
I never get anything.
The
said
funny
to
thing
me.
about that is I think you only have to be 18
No,
to actually hold it.
you have to be in the
You
store.
have to be 21, yeah.
I remember that being a kid. My mom didn't know that was a thing until I explained to her.
Wait, isn't
2
there
weeks
like a thing where like you can be 18 to like transport it though?
Yeah,
Or
and
some
serve it.
shit?
Yeah, if, like
might
you're
be
in
able
a
to drive
restaurant,
it,
Yeah, like
you can handle
have
it.
it on you.
You can be
Like,
18 to be a bartender.
No, I mean like all right, like
In the store though, like they're pretty strict about
like
the
say
whole-
you were 18 and you like your passenger was 21 or older and they were buying stuff for themselves. But like if you got pulled over, like it's okay that the alcohol was in your car.
I think at 18 you're allowed, but it's like a weird.
But if you were like 17, like and you had your permit
No,
or
no.
whatever, and you're with someone that's like older and they bought the stuff, I think you'd just get in trouble.
I mean, to me, we need to do a whole nother topic on this show because it's so fucking stupid to me that 18, you can be given a gun, go tell it to go kill for this country, but you can't drink a fucking beer. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
I can't do that.
Yeah.
Back to prostitution. Mike, what do you think?
Um,
Or Christian, go ahead.
I feel like we're all pretty much on the same side on
Hmm.
this. Like, I feel like there's not a lot of disagreement here.
Right, but
all.
okay, all right.
We
So
usually
go
are
ahead.
an echo chamber.
Take that though, right? You said echo chamber. Think about all your friends who aren't like. I'm sure you have a lot of friends that like maybe I wouldn't get along with, right? So Nick says echo chamber. Like we're all similar. That's why we're here, right? Can you think of more people that would disagree with prostitution being illegal than it being legal? Right?
I think
Probably not.
reactionary wise, like in the moment, like, oh no, of course not. But like once you break it down, I think maybe more people
I
would
feel like-
be.
So why the
willing to
fuck
hear
is it
that.
viewed that like that's the point I'm getting at? Like
Well,
why?
if it
Because
came
it's
down-
emotionally
if it came
charged.
down to,
It
like,
is
numbers,
reactionary.
I mean, old people would automatically just say it should be illegal for no reason at all. They wouldn't even have any thought.
I mean, I'm not really being including.
that's
I'm
like
I'm
this-
talking.
just
Yeah,
That's
saying,
just
like-
like the social stigma of sex.
Yeah.
Like that's
but
just
they
how
wouldn't
they
even
grew
think
up.
about it. It would just be.
that's why like I'm so excited to see what the world's gonna look like in 20 years once like our generation is taking over everything because there's so many old school of thoughts that run
Or
this
it's just the-
country.
yeah,
and
They're
well,
still
it's also
going to
just
be,
the fact
unfortunately.
of like school budgets being passed and like old people probably do the same thing. They're just like, nope, don't want to pay more taxes, but they don't even put any like thought into it. It's just like
Our high school was decrepit and falling apart. And every year we hear the same story.
it's like
The
you're
old
gonna-
people in our town outnumbered and turned it down, which
Yeah.
is why we have the same.
and
shitty
it's like
school.
you're gonna complain about like the fucking rapid epidemic of kids doing fucking like heroin and shit like that. It's just like, well, people do become a product of their environment. If you don't like give them a better learning environment,
No.
shit's gonna go downhill. It's proven.
Broken glass theory.
Wait, are you talking about the window thing?
Yeah, I might have
Yeah.
said the wrong thing, but yeah.
What?
if
No,
you-
I know what you're
I
talking
don't-
about,
yeah.
the broken window theory.
Yeah,
I don't
Me and
actually
Christian
know
are the
this.
same.
It's
Mark.
basically the theory. It was some mayor of New York City, right?
I don't remember
De Blasio.
where it came from.
There was some mayor of New York City that like basically said that it was the broken window theory, where like he would fix broken windows in like broken down areas, and like it would just make it kind of look better, and it was just kind of like this whole ground up thing where like once he fixed the infrastructure of like these buildings and stuff, it kind of built up from there, just like and affected people's lives.
I thought you were-
I can't think of it
I
more
thought you were talking about like you
eloquently.
can't stain shit, which is another thing. That's another quote. Like you can't stain like a piece of shit. Like, you can only clean it up the best you can, but you can never get it perfect. Like if something's bad, you can't make it perfect. I guess that's a quote one man once said. Never heard of that? No. Good talk.
Nope.
You can't polish
Got
a
nothing to
turd.
say.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, I've
Yeah,
heard
that's
that
it.
one.
All
You
right.
can't stain
Wait,
shit.
is that the phrase you're thinking
That
of?
was the phrase. I
You
was
can't
gonna
polish a turd.
say. Can't stain.
the shit. What the fuck are you saying?
He's out of his
I've had a
mind.
beer or two. Been up since 3.
You have actually.
Yeah.
I
Brandon.
hope that's the title of this podcast.
You can't stain a shit.
Jasmine, what are your
Because
thoughts
the
on
shit
this?
can definitely stain stuff.
We haven't heard your thoughts.
Um,
I don't.
Well,
Again,
you want to be a prostitute?
yeah, totally. No, I think it's like it should be regulated. Like if you made it legal, you could regulate it,
Yeah.
and like then you can track like people getting tested, and because that's a huge thing too.
absolutely.
Like, and I'm like losing my words.
Customers, like God forbid something
Yeah,
goes
it's
awry.
just it would make it safer for
Yeah.
everybody because you like the women don't have to worry about getting assaulted, and the men don't have to worry about catching a STD. And then you can also like the pregnancy rate that would come out of this would
Whoa. We're not just talking about women, though.
Yeah, there's
could be
also
male
male prostitutes. yeah.
right. Well, like when you think
This
of
is
prostitutes, your mind
2017.
just jumps to
Yeah.
women.
Absolutely, yeah.
I know.
Like there are men out there, but it's more of a women's world in that aspect.
Yeah.
And yeah, like then just like it would just be better because you don't have to worry about these children that are born out of their mom being a prostitute and then them growing up in an awful area, and it just kind of repeats the cycle of these children being born into an awful life. Their mom's a prostitute, nobody knows who the dad is. It just kind of would make that all better. That's
this-
my thought on it.
And it's a confusing thing for me too, where it's like what you were saying, and to me, it's the same argument with marijuana. Is like with our government, and everyone looks at how fucked up it is, right? Why don't they just want to make money off this?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just
you make tons of
tax
money
it.
off
Exactly.
of
I
it.
think
Tax
they make more
prostitution.
money off of criminalizing
Yes.
people who do
Yeah.
it, though.
Yeah,
Yeah,
That's an argument,
Yeah, that's
yeah.
a good argument
but
actually.
it's like
Yeah, but what was it? I think Colorado, like one summer. I mean, it's like probably
I know what you're
nothing
saying, yeah.
compared to it, but still, like Colorado one summer made like $5 million, I think, in taxes.
They were the
in
or-
one summer
from legalizing weed.
from yeah.
I think they were the only ones at the time who had done it, though.
so yeah, people were probably
True.
flooding in from every state.
but
that
like so we're
Yeah, so yeah, just ruin people's lives and get money.
but
Doesn't matter.
that's what I was gonna jump to
Yeah,
next,
yeah.
right? Like we're arguing for making more money when if you look at the details of what's making more money, it's like people choosing to live their lives how they want to, people going to jail and making more
Yeah.
money. It's like
Mhm.
you could still benefit from people choosing how to live their lives and making some money in the
Yeah.
process of it.
But you
Yeah.
benefit more from criminalizing them, and
on the numbers on a fucking Excel
Well, we
worksheet.
also
Oh yeah.
lose too because of the taxes you have to pay for them being in jail.
Yeah, that's the other part of it. In the opposite way.
Because these people that are selling weed are going to jail longer than rapists.
I think in our lifetime at
Last
this
tune.
I've had a beer or 3.
You know, laugh.
Ew. That broke Christian.
3.
I think in our lifetime we will actually see prostitution become legal.
I can see that.
I
Yeah.
can see it.
I think more so towards the end. I think there's much more bigger battles to be won right now. Like transgender rights.
But
I think-
also, like, human trafficking is such a epidemic right now that
Yeah.
it would really.
It would
Like,
benefit to
yeah.
like do that sooner.
I watched
to,
this
to legalize prostitution and
I
regulate
watched
it.
this documentary. Atlanta, Georgia is the third biggest human trafficking like city in the entire world. Like, we beat third
crazy.
world countries.
That's-
And it's Atlanta, Georgia.
But,
Like, it's
like,
such an epidemic.
That thing I haven't put too much like attention to. I watched like one video of like Ashton Kutcher speaking out for it because he's
He's
very
big activist in it.
activist in it, and it's like it pissed me off because it's such a big problem that no one talks about. Like,
No,
you don't
not at
fucking
all.
grow up. You don't even know what the fuck human trafficking
Nobody-
even
nobody
really means.
wants
I didn't know
It's
about it
such a
until I
taboo
watched
topic.
Taken.
Yeah, like you don't want to
It just
believe.
It makes people uncomfortable.
No, you don't believe it actually happens. You think it's like a
Well, it's the
You
same-
want to turn a
it's the
blind
same-
eye
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
it.
It's the same
People
thing
want
with
a blind eye.
slavery in other countries.
Yep.
Like
Yeah.
nobody wants to talk about it because it's uncomfortable as shit. 'Cause
Yeah.
You can't believe people are still doing that shit.
Mm-hmm.
it's fucked.
Like it's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think transgender rights are going to be the next one that we could finally get into reality and that everyone could wrap their heads around and let everyone fucking live the life. If they don't bother you, why the fuck do you care? That's always my argument for all these things. If it doesn't affect you, why are you fighting for it? Just let people live their lives however they
Because
want.
people have boring ass lives.
I mean, to me, that's like the end of the day for almost anything. It's like
Yeah.
I feel like that's also one of those just generational issues. Like
It
we're
is.
just definitely gonna, as a society, we're gonna grow out of it.
Yeah, that to me, that's like the next fight. I feel like it's so stupid to speak from a straight man's perspective, a straight white man about the perspective, but like the gay and lesbian fight, like we've won a lot. Like they've won a lot of those battles lately. Like it's finally legal in this country. Like they have a lot more options than they did say 5 years ago. So I feel that's why I say transgender next. I forget which one I was going to go after next, but then I do feel
say
like
drug.
marijuana, drugs. That was
Drugs probably.
yeah,
would,
marijuana next.
I mean, at the same time, there's some shit that's gone too far. Where you said the same thing, like where if it's not affecting you, then like why do you give a shit? But the people that are saying they're like gender fluid, it's like, all right, let's relax a little bit.
I feel like that's also another thing that wouldn't affect like people.
Yeah,
Yeah.
doesn't
I
bother
know,
me.
but like,
Like, does it ruin your day at the end? Like, at
sits
night,
there
do you
and-
But
think
does it do
about
anything?
it?
Does it do
Yeah,
anything
yeah,
more than just kind of
Steven.
bother you a little bit?
but like,
Like,
like I'm heating up right now.
Uh
Well, I think I know what you're trying to get at. Like at the end of the day, I feel like in
Like,
some
you
type.
know, like, all right.
How
I'm
much
not trying to-
accommodation-
I'm
No,
not
I know what
trying
you're
to be
saying.
an asshole. I'm just trying to speak my mind. Like at that point, I think it's honestly a mental problem.
yeah, and mental health is
Like,
such a
you-
taboo
Yeah.
topic as well.
Like you know what gender fluid is, right?
Yeah.
Like you wake up and you could be a boy or a girl. That's what they say. You don't know.
You could wake up and wear a red shirt or a white shirt. Doesn't really matter at the end of the day, right?
It's just
What
like
does
I
that
don't know
have
how
to do
you
with
feel.
anything?
The
The
argument
point is, like,
The-
you choose other stuff about your appearance, your
Uh-huh.
personality, your persona.
Right, but you don't grow and lose a vagina one day or the other.
That's like
I get what you're saying, and to me,
Sex-
on paper, my argument for this, what you're talking about, is that I wish it to be easier for that person dealing with it. Right? Like if someone's going through something,
Yeah,
it might sound stupid from my perspective, not having that option in my head. I'm attracted to women. That's it.
easy, done.
Right.
but
But-
you
but
can
to
be
me-
bisexual.
Okay, and that's fine. But I would rather the person, for their mental state, be established in whatever it is than be, as you're talking about, gender fluid, where they wake up each day. Because to me, that puts more stress on them each day. If they want to do that, that's fine. I would just hope that they're able to get to a point where they're able to decide so that they don't wake up with stress or they don't wake up with like this angst of what am I attracted to this day or what am I this day. If they're able to pick whatever the fuck they want to pick, I don't care. Just pick so that each day you don't have to wake up with this being a thought
but,
in their
like
head.
I'm trying to say why can't it just be labeled bisexual? Like it's been around forever. Like why does it have to get more complicated? Like why do these people have to like
I mean, I'm sure when
Complicate it
bisexual
more.
started becoming more common, people have the same argument like why can't you either just pick straight or gay?
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
bisexual is
Yeah,
just
yeah.
this whole new thing.
Ambiguity. Yeah.
but it
Exactly.
is the same thing.
Yeah, and I think we're just the fucking stupid society is still not ready for
I
that
think
to be like
people
an
are just
answer.
trying to
yet.
be more special than the next. Like I don't.
I understand. I do get what you're saying too. Where, especially now, like kids growing up, like it sounds so fucking stupid, superficial thing to say, but it's like that it might be like I don't want to say cool thing, but like a different thing for someone to say they're bisexual because it's like that's the topic right now. Where if kids are growing up and maybe they're just a little unsure, but back in the day it used to be that they were 100% unsure where they didn't know what they were trying to do. And if a kid nowadays is like a little unsure since everyone's talking about it around them, they're like, oh, I'm bisexual. And now maybe that's overblowing a kid that's actually bisexual or someone that's actually trying to figure out.
You get that a lot.
I know.
with
I see what
girls
you're saying with
that
that
are-
respect.
You get a lot of girls that are like, oh, I'm bisexual, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, well, have you ever like been with a girl? And it's like, no, I just like
No,
the
I
way
just-
they look. And it's like that you can like the way somebody looks. Like I think girls look pretty sometimes. That doesn't mean I'm bisexual.
Yeah, and that's
Like,
also-
they just randomly hooked up with a girl at
Yeah.
a party.
But
so
I
they
also don't
decide
think
they're
like to be
bisexual.
bisexual, you need to necessarily like have to pass this test where you need to like get
Yeah,
with,
right.
like,
Act on
No.
something. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
But it's also more stigmatized. Like we're at a party, girl hooks up with a girl. People are gonna think about that way differently than a guy hooking up with a guy. For some reason, it's still stigmatized as like,
yeah.
It's double
oh,
standard.
she's
Yeah.
bisexual, but he's gay. Like he's fucking
Yeah.
clear as day. He's gay. Like that's just fucking stupid and narrow-minded to think about. And I'm sure if you would have asked me 10 years ago, like that's just part of the growing up. Like we all said gay. And fucking
Yeah,
gay was
that's
stupid.
definitely part of the generation.
Yeah,
that grew up
That's
in.
what I'm saying. We're all growing up. We're all getting past that point. 20 years. It's gonna be fucking fun to think about. Prostitution gonna be legal? Yes. No. Yes. Marijuana gonna be legal? Yes.
Yeah.
All these topics are probably gonna be a thing of the past. And something else, though,
I hope
will
that's the case.
something else will inevitably be the next thing.
Yeah.
1 week we're gonna have a shooting with a fucking domestic terrorist. A week later, everyone forgets.
Mhm.
Well, usually
That's it.
those things like happen and the media blows it up because the government is trying to pass some kind of law that they don't want anybody seeing to vote against it. It happens all the time and nobody realizes it.
Net neutrality right now.
For December 14th.
Yeah.
Or-
Something's gonna happen.
Something's
They're gonna
gonna
cover something
Yeah.
and just distract everybody from it.
That's it. All right.
All
We got really intense. We're
Yeah,
about to get
that was,
more.
that was cool.
That was a good topic, right? We're about to get more
I have
intense.
to before we get more intense. Can I go pee?
Yes, we'll pause.
All right.
All right. So, fun fact: I was about to pull up my "Would you rather" because I need to read something, and what popped up on my screen was what the fuck did you call him? Fucking ladder.
Oh, Jacob's ladder.
Jacob ladder piercings. Go Google that. Because
Google image.
I got
Safe search off.
I got ruined with that because that's what just popped up on my screen when I turned on my phone, everyone. So, I don't know if some of you are familiar with this. Have you guys ever heard of the trolley problem in psychology? It's an ethical issue.
Vaguely.
I think
Is
so,
that with
yeah.
the like the two train tracks? or
Yes.
whatever? Yeah.
Okay. So I want to talk about this. I think it's one of the most interesting things. I've talked about it in a number of my psych classes. So I'm just going to read it. The trolley problem is a thought experiment in ethics.
Blow the train up.
The general form of the problem is this.
Problem solved.
There's a runaway trolley barreling down the railway tracks. Ahead on the tracks, there are 5 people tied up and unable to move. The trolley is headed straight for them. You are standing some distance in the train yard next to a lever. If you pull this lever, the trolley will switch to a different set of tracks. However, you notice there's one person tied up on the one side of the track. You have 2 options. Do nothing, and the trolley kills 5 people on the main track. 2, pull the lever, diverting the trolley onto the side track where it will kill 1 person. What do you do?
Easy.
So my would you rather question is, do you not intervene and the trolley kills 5 people, or do you intervene and kill 1 person?
I love
Who knows if I've intervened or not? This like is it like if I don't intervene, no one knows?
I mean, it's a story because it's this runaway train. It's going to be on the news.
it doesn't matter if anyone knows or not. This is a great moral question because it's one of those things where do you protect your feelings over the actual greater sense of morality? Because if you
I
don't,
still don't know where you're going with
I'm
this.
going in the direction. At the end of the day, what is happening? 5 people are going to die, or 1 person is going to die. Right? It's going to happen no matter what. You're either choosing 5 or 1. Logically, the only choice to make is the one with one what's the barrier?
And
You
I
have to make a moral choice.
I agree with you, but you said the fact that you're choosing, but you're not.
No, I'm getting in that direction. People's hesitation would be, I don't want to be responsible for pulling that lever, right? That's why it's a dilemma.
Yeah.
Because just looking at it raw, being easy, save one life, save 4 lives over one life, right?
And that's you saying easy though, because a lot of people don't look at it that way.
But here's the deal: you have that initial personal layer of morality. I don't want to be the one to pull the lever, right? So that's the dilemma that people are going to run into. But at the end of the day, if you don't pull that lever, you're also responsible for the deaths of 4 more people than needed to die. So people get hung up on the part, I don't want to pull a lever, but in reality, making the choice of not pulling the lever is a worse moral decision to begin with.
So you say.
I would
Yes.
say-
You
Wait,
can't
how long do we
can't
have-
gauge morality.
How long do we have till this train gets here?
I mean, you have a few minutes. It's not.
Oh, if you could save both parties.
No, you
Well,
can't. No, there's no.
no. I'm saying, you pose like a riddle to each group, right? So like, if 5 minds
Interview
if-
them
if
all.
if 5 minds can't solve this riddle, but the 1 mind can, that means that's a stronger mind than the 5 minds, and you save that one person because he is much smarter than the 5 minds.
An absolute stretch, but no.
Why?
This is just.
I can't do the
Yeah,
riddle.
what do you mean?
You don't
no?
have. You don't have. You have enough time to think about it, but you don't have enough time to get down there and talk to
I
them.
feel like if I had
okay.
so much made eye contact with the one person and I'd like pull the lever on them, I'd feel bad.
Like,
Yeah,
well,
you'd feel bad. But
I mean, the
Well,
interest.
what if you were like, eeny, meeny, miny,
you,
Actually, like my solution, just keep pulling it back and forth until the train
I mean,
comes.
you could really do whatever you want to do. I mean,
yeah.
you're either going to intervene or you're not. I mean, the interesting caveat that I've talked about in psychology classes is there's 5 strangers on that track and then 1 friend, person you know. No matter what, even if you know the person, and we've talked about like them just being an acquaintance, like some kid we went to high school with. I'm pulling the lever for the person I know. Spoilers, my answer is I'm going to pull the lever and save. To me, it's a numbers game.
In
And it sounds stupid to talk about like that.
Thing. I mean, all jokes aside, what you guys.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
even
yeah,
if it was a friend, to me, there's no hesitation. Like,
Well, let's say it's your girlfriend, the one. is
Yeah,
your
I was gonna say.
girlfriend,
oh,
and
it's
five
it's
strangers.
undoubtedly like you're pulling that fucking lever. Even if it's a friend, I'm pulling that lever. Like,
pulling the lever, rerouting it towards
Yeah,
the
you're
5
killing
people.
people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh wait, I thought it was the other way around.
It's
I was
already
interpreting
going
it
towards the
first.
5 people.
Yeah.
You have to make the choice.
Oh
to-
yeah, I'm pulling the lever. I'm saving my friend.
Wait, what?
You're
So-
not pulling
no,
the lever.
you're
It's
not.
going
No,
towards 5
yeah.
already.
If you pull the lever, I thought it
goes
was
to
going
one-
towards
I'm
one-
sorry, yeah,
one
sorry,
person.
You're not pulling lever,
Don't
you're
pull
watching.
the lever.
I'm not pulling the lever. I'm saving my friend. Regardless, to me, or not regardless, I guess I have
Oh,
to.
I guess it is the other way around, right?
I have to-
It's going towards the one person.
No,
it's going
it's going
towards the
towards the group.
It's going
Yeah.
towards the group. Yeah, you have
If
to.
you intervene, then it's
It'll
going
go
towards
the
one
one.
person.
That's why
you
it's more
kill the
dilemma.
one. That's why it's
Yeah.
a dilemma because you're killing one person,
But you're making the choice.
but you're making that
Got
choice to kill the one person.
That's what I thought at first, but then I like psyched myself out.
I'm really torn on this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
once you throw in people that you know and don't know,
I mean
it does change the
that's
question.
Yeah.
that's an extra topic.
Yeah.
The base topic that you guys all need to make a choice on
What
is
if
a
it was,
stranger. They're all strangers.
Yeah.
Well, what if it was your Xbox One and Nintendo Switch?
Well, clearly,
I'm killing the fucking Switch.
I'll be playing my Switch at the funeral.
I'm saying your Xbox One and your Nintendo Switch, and then
On the one
5
side,
people.
yeah. I'll be playing my Switch at the funerals.
Yeah,
I'm kidding.
Fair
I'm
enough.
kidding. No, but realistically, like, it doesn't matter what my feelings are. I have to save 4 people over 1 person.
I remember when we brought this up in my psych class. The one guy who got me into psych, he posed this question. Like, no one wanted to speak up, and I was always that kid in class who did talk. So I was like, to me, it might sound bad, but it's a numbers game to me.
It is a
I
numbers
need
game.
to save 1 life versus 5. Even if that one person is fucking gonna be the next Bill Gates versus 5 people that live modest lives or below that.
For me, it's
To
more
me,
the
it's a numbers
intervening.
game.
Just like that.
And
Yeah,
that-
that's what
and
holds people back.
that's why it's an ethical question
Yeah.
because it's I am intervening and I am making the
Playing
call
God.
Yeah.
to make
Exactly.
this decision for somebody else.
But you are also making the call by doing nothing.
That's how I look at it, but that's
Yeah.
not how everybody else
Yeah,
looks at
no,
it.
they only
Still
look at
doing
the
the
point.
riddle.
But
That's what I'm gonna
Yeah.
do.
You're what?
You can't tell me I can't do the riddle.
You can interview people. So Christian, what are you doing then?
I'm really torn. I'm definitely leaning towards just not intervening, even though I I know in my head like that's technically
Yeah,
a
yeah,
choice, but like something about me is able to rationalize that it's just not making a choice.
And all we're really talking about is the choice. The outcome, the outcome is really undetermined. Like all that's presented is you see this train and you see a lever. If you pull the lever, it looks like the train's only going towards one person stuck on the tracks. If you don't pull the lever, it looks like it's going towards 5 people. What happens after that is really, that's the point. That's why it makes it an ethical and moral conundrum, because you don't know what's going to happen past that. Obviously, we all think it's going to kill them. That's the likely outcome. But a million things could fucking happen between that and striking the people. And who are those people are? They could be a fucking bunch of people in jail. You never know. Does that change it? I don't
Could
know.
be from the X-Men, and they could just fuck up the train.
You never know. Mike, what are you doing?
I also just realized that I'm a sick bastard, and I would, if this was the
Where is this going?
I would love to see 5 people get killed opposed to 1.
If this was the Batman realm, I would be the Riddler.
I was going to say that earlier, but I felt like that conclusion was already drawn by saying, I just want to make these fucking people that are about to die a riddle. See what they come up with.
I mean, I don't know. I thought it was a good idea, then I realized, like, shit, I'm
You sound like a fucking
villain.
Batman villain. Jasmine, where you at?
I'm
pulling the lever.
I guess I'm scared.
You're not Jasmine.
Thanks, Jasmine.
Jasmine.
I'm
Pulling the
saving the
lever.
5 people.
Same.
Yeah.
My
Have to.
first thought was pull the lever halfway and just see what happens.
Halfway and see.
Yeah, see like if the train just gets derailed. Like
Yeah,
maybe-
imagine
I
that.
also like the thing that I also wanted to do is just like I still feel like a sick bastard now. Like now it's like in my head, like, but like just wait and like see like what group curses you the fuck off. 'Cause it's like, all right,
I'll tell you right now, I'm actually very upset that I brought this up now. And we're going to have to do the foreplay for a topic with Kevin, asking him what his decision is.
Oh,
Because Kevin
that'll
is
kill him.
Mr.
Yeah,
Indecisive.
that'll kill him.
If there's ever been a more decisive person, it's our best bud
well
Kevin.
you can like get him on the fly and we'll just like be randomly talking about it and you can just have your phone like at your head.
Kevin, I have an instance
just like
for
if
you.
you can even vaguely relate it to like another topic
Yeah.
we're doing, just shoot it at him.
I love
Like, hey,
that.
what do you guys want to get to eat? What would you do?
He doesn't listen to the show. He'll never know it's coming. So, Christian, are you the only one not pulling the lever? Or
I'm still unsure, but I'm definitely leaning more towards not
not
intervening.
pulling the lever?
Yeah,
I respect both ways. I can't.
That's why
judge anyone.
that's why it's an ethical dilemma.
yeah,
I always thought it was such a cool topic when they first brought it up. Cause
yeah.
I'm like,
It's also just the way like depending on like how you think, the way you frame it in your mind, like whether you're either saving 4 more people or you're not intervening, depending on how you look at it.
yeah, because it's ambiguous, but it's straightforward.
Yeah,
It's a million things could happen. There could be other people next to you in the train, right? They might intervene. There could be all this other shit happening,
Yeah.
but all you're presented with is this train's going to hit 5 people, or you pull a lever and it's going to hit 1 person.
Mhm.
You don't know. I like it.
Also, who's the person from the 30s that tied these people to the train track?
When I was doing my
Who's the-
research on this was actually
who's the 1920s cartoon villain
That's
that
what's
was responsible?
That's what's good about it. The first person who ever presented this argument was in 1967. Makes sense, right? The fucking age of cartoons where that was the fucking thing. Tie 'em up to the fucking train tracks. Never know.
Yep.
To take this back, and we're gonna.
Yeah.
We had a lot of serious topics on the show, right? Thus far, my do you know topic.
I think about this all the time.
No, you don't. Not my topic.
I'm
Christian's the
stuck.
only one that know. I told him earlier, but he
And I
forgets 'cause he's a
forgot.
big dumb idiot.
We've been drinking.
Rookie intern.
been drinking.
Rookie intern cook. He
This is like the 7th episode I've been on.
rookie intern cook for the whole first year. Mike, you weren't there for Burial Cart.
No.
The more drunk I got, the more times I called Christian a rookie intern cook. Cook is
I-
the word of the night.
I want you to send me the
Absolutely.
raw footage from the Bureau Cart stuff, and I want to put together
A
a
counter.
cuck supercut. A cuck supercut.
Cuck.
I just want like every time we say cuck, just a cuck. The flash up on the screen for like it'll probably fill up like at least like 2 minutes.
What you're saying gets to my topic. And my topic, and I know pretty much everyone's answer here, maybe, besides Jasmine's. Do you know if you'll ever be an adult? Because I don't
0%.
I think I'm a functioning member of society, but I truly don't believe I'll ever be an adult. I can't.
I hope I'm never an
I
adult.
think there's like I don't want to. Whatever.
What more could you say?
Call the
Stop
topic.
it.
That's
gonna
it.
be
That's all we
plenty of
need.
Times in my life that I'm just gonna have Tourette's by myself, but I think I will just act like an adult. Yes, but I think I'll just. There will be plenty of times that I walk into a house and just fucking scream something.
I thought you were taking that a totally different route, but I'll allow it.
I think the phrase, like the term people use as like you're an adult, is like more like just personality traits people have. I don't think like as you grow up, you like grow like certain personality traits that make you more of an adult. I didn't think this out too much.
I think it's just the depression and like slow like bearing down of society.
I don't
want to
be an
That
adult.
just like slowly makes you.
I feel like I feel like it's
sack of shit
more.
of an adult.
What makes you an adult would just be just like age, just not like a change in your personality or the way you think that make you an adult. It's just like once you.
I think it's also like just the responsibilities that come about with age, though, too.
Yeah.
Because I mean, there's definitely people that like they don't get a job, they don't like contribute
that's a good
to
point.
society that are very like immature for their age. You know what I mean?
What I think about every time I pose this question, right? One podcast, the Comedy Button, I've listened to for like 15 years. These people, the one like 6 years ago said the one guy said on an episode. I think they were talking about like being adults. And he's like, "Am I an adult? I wake up every morning. I put soap on my dick and I go to school. And like, like this guy's got a full-time job. Like he does that, but it's like that quote like always stuck with me, and it's so fucking stupid. But he's like, I put soap on my dick and I go to school. And it's like, have I really changed? Like every year you look back and you're like, wow, last year me was an idiot, right? But did you really change? Like in the grand, like internally, you changed.
The main like thing that I look at is like Facebook statuses when it goes to memories from.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
7 years.
Oh yeah.
Holy fuck! What the fuck was wrong with
Yeah,
me?
and you cringe, right? But are we gonna cringe again in 7 years? Probably, right? Like that's what I'm saying. Like,
Yes.
like-
I think the same exact. I came across like a Facebook status from like 7 years ago that was just like. That was just like. I'm bored. And I was just like, why the fuck did you feel the need to share that with like all your friends? I feel like if I look back now, like in 7 years, like I'll look back on something I posted recently and be like, why did you feel the need to like post like some weird fucking B movie like compilation of like all the like I don't know.
Truths. Everybody like it. I'll tell you my
like
truth. I love that. But even now, like,
Love it.
I loved it. But even now, like, that's what I'm talking about. Like, we're gonna look at this. That's why I want to do the show. We're gonna look at this in like fucking 20 years and be like,
we're
Brandon,
fucking idiots.
you were a fucking little boy. all
Christian,
right?
why didn't you just shave your facial hair? What's wrong with you?
That's why it's so funny because I like the Nick's so funny. Like at work, like these people don't know us. It's like Nick will tell like a lot of our coworkers, Brandon's girlfriend's a saint. Because I'm the same asshole no matter where I am. Like, I'm not changing. I say fucking same dude, it's dumb shit. And it's like, I don't know why Nicole puts up with me. But it's like,
Zero
I'm like,
clue.
Nicole, I'm like, this is it. Like, this isn't changing too much. Like, I work hard, I'll pay bills, but I'm going to be a fucking boy, like, no matter what. I'm going to be a fucking child
Cuck
with
lord.
humor. Little cuck.
Dude.
But it's like,
Lord.
I really don't feel like I'm ever going to be an adult. Like I'll be making adult decisions. I'll be doing adult things, but I'll be a
exactly.
fucking kid at
I won't
heart.
like-
When I think about it, it depends on what you define as an adult.
And that's
I guess.
and that's part of the topic. It's like, what the fuck is an adult
Like,
even?
like,
mean?
is it like a mental state or a certain age you reach?
Yeah, because like I would argue that my mom's still like, if she's listening to this, a fucking kid. She's a kid at heart. She likes to fucking like hang out, party, go to concerts, do all this shit, and it's like fucking cool. It's like I hope I'm doing shit like that when I'm her age.
I
and
had
shit like that.
I had a student ask me, like I teach a high school marching band. I had a student ask me once, she's like, Christian, you're an adult. When do you like figure out when you're an adult? I was just like, you don't. What? I was like, I don't feel like an adult. I don't think you ever actually.
Yeah, but right, don't you
reach
meet these
that.
people like thinking about teachers? Like you had teachers
There's definitely
They were fucking adults. Some people are fucking
No,
adults.
there's definitely certain moments though.
And I
where
feel
you,
like- I don't-
have that feeling.
I think
Yeah.
some people are.
Like you lease a car, right?
I bought
I bought it now.
the car. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, did you like when you made that payment?
Oh
did
yeah,
you
of course.
feel like
You feel like an adult that day, and then the next morning I'm like blasting fucking like stupid shit in the car and doing all this dumb shit. I'm like, I'm still me.
Dabbing every day at
Like
work.
obviously, yeah. Nick comes in every day, fucking dancing, smiling like a fucking goon. But I mean, he's getting paid well
That's
and has
what
a
I'm
nice
saying,
job.
Like, a little glimpse into my personal life. Like when I get home and like it's a Saturday or whatever, and I know I don't have work for the next 2 days or so, and I get home and I know I could just relax and play video games or whatever, and no one's home, I'm like sliding on my socks across the wardrobe.
Oh, of course, yeah.
You
That's
know what I
it.
mean? Like just stupid shit like that, and it's just
Nothing wrong with that.
Every day I get home now, it's just usually me
Hey,
and
yo,
my
you're-
my 15-year-old sister. I'm like, "Hey yo, you're," and I literally yell that for like an hour and a half straight.
Shout out to Jose.
And it's like, if me and Nicole had our place right now, same thing. Bless her fucking
Yeah,
soul
yeah.
for putting up with it. Maybe it's not that much longer, but God, I hope so. But I'm gonna fucking still yell this dumb shit. Like that's just me. Like I don't think I'm ever gonna fully grow up.
Yeah, it's also like that whole car leasing thing. It's just like a slow, I don't know, addition of like all these little things you feel that make you an adult. Like,
yeah.
To me,
but I
it's,
feel like even just like leasing a car, like I was just like, oh, this is kind of an adult thing, but never like was just like I'm an adult now.
No,
'cause I'm
these are-
leasing a car.
they're
I
like-
felt like it's
they're like things you have to do, right? Like
yeah.
in school, still, I hated presentations, right? You had to do them, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, you had to do.
And that was your moment that day. And then you got out of it, and you were like, "Oh, that's good." And it's like I bought the car, and that
You're
day I was like,
like
"Oh, that's good." And then I'll go
Yeah.
home and I don't care.
For me, being
Kevin got super psyched the
Why?
other day
I didn't hear
What?
about this.
because his they had to do a group presentation, and the one kid like offered to do the entire presentation.
That's fucking dope.
And he was fucking psyched.
I'd be fucking psyched as that guy.
I've done that before.
Being
Once
the presenter.
Yeah, just
presenter?
like offering to take it over, and that's just because like I felt like I didn't have faith in the other group members. I was just
Probably
like,
what it was.
Yeah.
not
They didn't have faith in
not to
Kevin.
disparage Kevin or anything, but I've done that before, and the only reason I did that was because of that reason.
That's funny.
that's fair.
Jasmine, what
Nick
about
was-
you?
Thanks, Mike.
Fuck you.
We'll get there. We'll get there. I'm in no
I feel like
rush.
it kind of just comes with age. Like you just get to a certain point, and you're like I'm kind of just old.
Okay,
and-
do you feel you're an adult now?
Jasmine's never growing up.
What do you mean?
She never feels like she's.
I
an
never
adult.
feel like I'm an adult.
See, there you go. Join the club.
I don't think it's like you reach a certain line. I feel like it's like kind of like a percentage bar that like you just slowly like
I think
move along,
I think it's almost like what you said. Like eventually, I
but
think-
you never quite reach 100.
Hopefully.
like you might get to. I think I might get to the point, right? Like we're all still living at home, right? None of us have our own place. Where eventually we're gonna have our own place, gonna have our own car, gonna have our own job, gonna have all this. And it's like where we're putting the barometer, because I know what a barometer means. Fuck you, Nick. The barometer for like adult things versus kid things might begin to outweigh themselves, and not by your choosing. Like
Yeah, but-
eventually, if I get my own place, right? I got my own car. Like those are all adult things.
I actually have my own place, but it's by like no means like an adult place. It's like most of my roommates are still
Well,
college
that's what I'm saying. Yeah,
students,
like yeah,
and,
you,
like,
like, you guys are having like it's a fucking fun
awful.
house, right?
Yeah.
It's not like
So
I'm
like,
talking about like
I
your
feel like
settled
if
down
anything,
house.
If I say like I have my own place, it like retracts from the adult meter.
yeah, like you're
but,
going more in the
like,
kid meter.
Yeah.
than-
If you actually think about it, it's like once you get to actually be an adult and you're retired and all that, it's like then you start like losing that because you can't like hold in your farts anymore and you have to start wearing a diaper
That's not a pro-
again.
that's not a problem. That'll actually be a much sooner problem than anything else. I have bladder issues, everybody.
Need to have people cook for you.
No poops, but my peeps. I gotta pee a lot.
Hey, Nick, what were you gonna say?
Oh my gosh, I was gonna say like for me, being an adult isn't like a feeling like I
Material
I bought a
stuff.
car. Yeah, exactly. I got a house. I got a girlfriend, potentially wife one day down the road. All that stuff. That doesn't make me feel like an
Does
adult.
Rachel think you're an adult?
No,
Good. all
no,
right.
no.
I feel like it does
But-
help though.
But not only that, like I'm saying, like the big thing for me, what I never want to become is when I look back on things that I think are fun and be like, "That I'm too old for that now. I never want to get to that
Yeah, I don't
point.
think
that'll
That's
ever
what an
happen,
adult
though.
is. Yeah, I don't think I'll ever get to that point either. But I think that's what adulthood is to me. It's like more of a boring, like you've accepted the crushing depression that is.
Outgrowing.
I mean, that
normal
definitely
life.
happens with a lot of people. I just don't think
Yeah.
that'll ever happen with me.
Yeah, I hope that. That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. Like, I don't think it'll ever
I
happen.
mean,
to
that's
me
the hope.
either.
We've also all outgrown things, right?
Uh-huh.
That we've thought were
Like,
cool.
I
at
don't,
one
Yeah,
point,
yeah.
I don't think I'll ever outgrow telling a 12-year-old on Xbox Live that he's a piece of shit.
I don't know, like it's a stupid thing now, but it's still we talked about early in this episode, like people aging out, like video games. It's still viewed as like a kid thing.
Yeah, but we
Fun
were,
fact: I'm never gonna
iPhone-
stop. I'm never gonna stop playing
Video games are
games.
becoming more mainstream.
They
we're
are.
in a really weird generation, though. Like,
We're
we
that middle
grew up
ground.
in the
Yeah.
prime time of like the shit.
That's what.
So like, it's gonna be weird to see what happens when we get older.
Well, that's what we've talked about on the show, and then me and Chris were talking
Yeah, I
about.
feel like this
guys
has
here
come
were-
up a couple times. Like every
Yeah.
generation thinks they grew up kind of in the prime time of.
But I truly believe if you put like the pros and cons, we had the best generation because we had the before and after, right? Before and after of cell phones, before and after of technology, before and after of all the big shit that now rules the world.
Yeah.
We also had our like little grade had like the 1,000-year thing where the grade we were in was the year that we were in.
yeah.
Perfection.
Yeah.
Fun fact, I didn't know that until like 3 years ago, where my fucking like at
There
the
are also
time
peop-
11-year-old sister was like, "You know, you graduated the year it was." And I was like,
But-
"What do you mean?"
Counterpoint: there are also people born in 2000 that each year that they age is the
Yeah,
year
yeah.
that they like
All right,
the
that's
actual
pretty
age
cool.
they
All
All
are.
right, that's
cool.
pretty
So-
for memory
That's pretty
purposes though. They don't know what grade they were in at the year. We know instantly.
Actually, that's my.
Actually,
that's my
I actually
cousin.
still
That's
am
my
not
cousin.
completely sure. Like, I have to think like, oh, is this like in the fall or the spring though?
Joey.
Like, if someone tells me like, oh, how old were you like when you were in 8th grade? I'll
the
like
year
have
it
to be
is
like,
is the year you graduated.
Could you imagine?
yeah.
God no.
But I still don't think like, oh, I graduated 6th grade in
We're having
whatever.
some conversation.
It's excellent for podcast though.
I know.
I was blaming Christian. I'm looking at you though. Christian's
What?
a
No,
rookie.
we just realized.
Christian's a rookie intern
I just
cuck.
realized my cousin's the same age as her sister, and I got like
Cuck
super
supercut.
cringe.
Oh, we can be family.
What?
Hi.
No, your sister, not your sister.
That wouldn't work. Oh, you guys have to get married then.
Loosely family.
You don't know me, Nick. Don't
I hope
judge
Wait,
me.
how
no
old's
one in
your
my family is
sister?
ever close to anyone in your
She's a
family.
junior now?
Freshman,
Then, yeah, never mind.
rookie intern.
Christian makes me feel
rookie.
funny.
Yeah, fuck you.
That's all I gotta
We should
say.
have never sat you two next to each other. That was the biggest mistake Foreplay's ever made. All right, well, that's another episode of the Foreplay podcast, brought to you by Foreplay,
Fucking
sponsored by
cocklord.
Foreplay. Cucklord.
Sponsored by Bud and Miller Lite.
And the Kansas City Chiefs and the Denver Broncos
And the
It's Miller
Minnesota
time.
Vikings.
and
The first
Minnesota
place
Vikings.
Vikings.
Subscribe to the channel, youtube.com/4play video, and YouTube, Google Play Music, iTunes. Who's that?
Matthew
Devilishly
McConaughey
handsome
over
man.
here.
See you guys next week. Thank you guys for watching or listening.
Please subscribe to our channel.
Go into the description of this video to like and follow our social media pages.
Bye bye.